right? And they come down with this game against all the big boys, and I feel like a really impressive showing so far from them. As mentioned on the desk, DGT having a great tournament, perhaps one of the standout players, maybe not the highest statistically, but in terms of the impact, it feels like he has been all over. Really good on the T side, really good on the CT side as well. So very much looking forward to see what they can do. An incredibly close series yesterday against Ecstatic as well. A little bit of a comeback on that final map. So they're able to dig deep. They're able to find some really good Counter-Strike in their back pocket. So very impressed by what we've seen so far. VP though, we know what they're capable of. Come on now, major winners. Yes, they may have had a downfall over the past 6 months, but they are still capable of an awful lot. And these events, as we've said many times, are their bread and butter. This is where they feel cool. Tier 1.5 is, they're kind of one of those gatekeeper teams, I think.
They are.
And they've shown that so far already in the tournament.
But Util out here. Jame at range, holding from Temple. We'll take that first contact. Bit of a tag coming through. They're going to bait and switch in towards Fame, who is taking some damage with the smoke. Try up close and personal. Will find the first Buddha to be traded out by Fame. It's a double with the Julies. A 1-2 combo. Looking to deny the bomb, but he can't quite do so. Bomb goes down. Post plant sets up. But the numbers don't favor 9Z in a 2 versus 3 situation.
P250 have tried doing some really good damage here. Might just pull this one off because of it. He's now alone though. He knows where they're both coming from, but look how low they both are, man. Just the body taps to this P250 should be enough, trying to play around the two-man system, but try in and around single is looking pretty effective here. One more bullet required onto Fame. He's trying to play the time. He's won the round out on time, and he's won it out on frags. A heck of an opening move from Try.
Try's in a monstrous round there, isolating fights like it's nobody's business. And that is a perfect way to kickstart the campaign here for 9Z. This is a super important map. They have to get this series started. Out the gate, no room for errors at all. Virtus.pro are a side that will punish you from the get-go. And Try single-handedly causing a lot of ruckus over in that Virtus.pro camp. The investment going to be somewhat minimal. Scout in the hands of Jame, MP9 and M4A1S is all they've got to work with. But it's a fully fledged buy. 9Z with the AKs. Got that firepower in the hands of David and Try here. Double Galil alongside it. Mac 10 for Max to round out the 5. 9Z have to win a force buy, continue a very solid start on what is seen as one of the more kind of CT-sided maps in the pool. We saw yesterday how momentum can really take over towards 9Z. They need to get it going really early doors because, I mean, they come in towards this game as the underdogs.
Virtus.pro looking for some aggression down the ramp area. Buddha will be the one to hold, but has to be very careful with how he approaches things round this corner. The entire B-bomb site is a danger zone right now, so yeah, they really do have to watch themselves. It looks like that bomb is creeping towards A, though. Going to find themselves some good space over there. I would imagine Jame is even looking to join the rest of the boys, make it a pack mentality. So if that bomb, as it is, I think it will creep out onto A. I just think we're going to see a full save come in here, unfortunately, for the entertainment factor, but fortunately for the 9Z fans out there, apparently there are quite a few of them. This will be a really nice start. Keep it simple, not too much stress so far.
Shout out the 9Z fans as well, right? I mean, the dedicated supporters. I think the South American region are very good at supporting each other when they have a representative like 9Z left in the competition. Sure. I mean, of course, while we do have a little bit of a buffer, like you mentioned, it's just going to be a full save here. We're not going to see anything. VP going to give it another crack in towards the next round. They don't have money to really go and try and force their agenda here, so they will just park up. DG is going to go poking and prodding, see if he can make it a little bit expensive on the way out. Might be a few people without the head armor that we can see, like to Jame, Kicker, Norbert, Fame. It's only really Flea without that head armor, and actually going to be under a little bit of pressure. Fame. More spotting one. Jame on scope to the worst time, and David will punish, and now they're trying to make it expensive, but as Flit actually goes aggro, looking to scoop up a Galil. A Mac 10 up close, bit of loss bonus. Extra money in those pockets. David will take a tag, and he actually will fall to the bomb. So VP do walk away with taking 2 casualties. Not actually that bad. The main thing is, though, 9Z taking that round. VP won't have money to work with in towards the next as well. It's all better for them. This as well, it's a bit of a rematch. There is actually some history between these two sides, let's call it. But it was a long time ago. ESL Challenger February 2022. These two sides played in the opening game of their group. They actually ended up being the 2 representatives from the same group who made it through. But VP won that in a best of 1, 16-14 on Mirage. 90 looking for revenge. That were completely different times, though. That was way back when Yakindor was in this VP roster. Way back when 9Z had Lucan. Starting off in towards this round. Already 2 casualties over towards VP. 9Z have taken 1 with Max falling, but he's more than happy with a Mac 10 to go 1 for 1.
Yeah, pretty decent look so far, of course. VP did have a relatively good buy. I was a pretty big fan of it in the previous round. Going for Flit on the M4 is a great idea. Obviously had a fantastic tournament so far, and it's a nice idea. Get that automatic rifle in place, really can be deadly, but obviously they got unlucky with the way that the bomb goes. Great start from 9Z here, able to put the brakes on after finding those early frags. Again, pressure across the map. 1 out mid, 1 out A, and a guy throwing some utils towards B. So keeping VP on their toes with this one. They do have to watch out. Whoa! Jame quite often really know what to do with himself there. Of course, only on the USP, so you don't expect too much from him. But with these kills coming in, it doesn't really matter where they go. They should easily find this round.
Big thing is, can Flit do anything now? Obviously 1 versus 4, not going to win the round. Make it expensively nice, but it's going to be unlikely. He might even get to the point of him as well, keeping the M4 in hand, but he's been spotted. Smoke will come through. Make his life very difficult as he dropped through it. David spams, and it will be a 3-0 start for 9Z. Now, this is a very good map for 9Z to pick into. When you look across the Veto as well, look at the permabans coming through, and where 9Z maybe want to try and head this Veto going forward. This is honestly one of the best maps they could have gone for, right? You're coming in towards this being a very strong map for them, not only internationally, but also domestically. And they look towards Virtus.pro. Last time we saw VP play this map, before this tournament, was back in the RMRs. They had a dire time. It was a really rough map for them. Losses to sides like Bait and Mouse. It really wasn't the VP that you know and love. Question being now, of course, what have they learned in the last 2 months? It's been a long time since we've seen VP, especially in latter stages of tournaments. Or posted, Jame quicker. And that's what he can do. Jame can take over with the AWP in hand. Try's going to have his work cut out for him today, and there's the first instance of it.
Yeah, lovely nade as well to just back it up. So a really, really solid start for VP off the opening pickup. B-bomb site heavily bolstered. Don't know whether 9Z are going to be able to find the space to get back into this round, to be honest with you. I do feel like it will be a real challenge here. David, with the nade down range, doesn't really find anything. The AWP spam is a bit close. Bullets whizzing past heads. But yeah, it seems like they are pretty sold on B. Kicker for a timing play, finds Buddha, can't get away. But surely has gained enough information now that the AWP is in tow, leading the charge. However, and he was close there, wasn't he? Just wasn't quite on with the crosshair to pull off that shot. James still around this corner, looking for a return frag, get that man advantage back. It is so paramount that he does. Great flick. And he's coming alive here as the in-game leader. They will keep them away with smokes. Find themselves a bomb plant, but holding on to the site going to be a real damn challenge. Only the 1 smoke available for VP, however, so I'm not sure how easy it will be for them. Kept at bay by utility at the moment, can't really do an awful lot. Another smoke coming in only really gives them 1 avenue of attack without a kit. They really wanted to go to that wider slant area. The choke here on the left-hand side is so very difficult. Smoke towards cave, keeps that area off. Max, the IGL holding an off angle here, doesn't quite know where to look. He's good for 1, needs trading. Indeed, he goes down. Just DGT, the spray transfer is a nice attempt, but the bullets don't quite land. However, there's hardly any time. I don't think there's enough now for James to get this one done. He will manage to survive, but 9Z string another one on.
James had a good round there, to be fair to him. James really actually starts to play the way we know he can, and that's going to be concerning times. You're looking at this 9Z side, and yes, it's all well and good, right? They squeeze the round out. They win out in a full buy for Virtus.pro and what is technically speaking a bonus buy over towards 9Z. But Jame is making things scary. He's making each and every situation pretty precarious, and that's where this side are going to start to get kind of the seeds of doubt sown in.
Yeah, I do feel though at the same time it's a really good look from David.
It is.
You know, on the opposite side of things, not generally the player that you'd expect, but of course he picked it up.
Look clean.
And, you know, he was really confident with it. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that in terms of the rifling, one of the players that you also look towards to perform well for this team.
Do you know what as well? I would say probably of all the maps in the pool, Aiden is probably the best map where you can double AWP. You can have 1 towards A and B comfortably, sure. 1 over towards Temple, 1 towards Ramp on B. It's actually a really decent map for it. So if they want to, they can play David as like a lurking presence over towards the A site and then maybe leave Try in the more high contact B ramp areas if they want to double AWP. Of course, these are all CT side situations. We've got to get through the 15 rounds of the T side first, but positive signs, right? There's confidence coming through the 9Z side. And when you're going against Virtus.pro, who this is their bread and butter, like we've spoken about, these challenger tournaments is where we see some of the best Counter-Strike out from them. It's all about confidence on the get-go.
Bit weird here, bit weird. Kick It's fully spent. I don't think that was part of the mission directive, to be honest. They could have gone for it.
Yeah, it would have been really janky, but it was possible with FAMASs and stuff, right?
Fair amount of M4s actually possible, so maybe that's why he's just jumped the gun a bit early. Does mess things up into future rounds, unless of course they win this one, and you know the.
He's a genius.
Of course, of course. The mission of it would be the fact that Kicker comes away with a 3K here. They're going to leave B undefended. Just Norbert, who's permanently in the roster, but also not. So I'll leave him out, to be fair. He's probably going through it at the moment. Nonetheless, he's got the 5-7. He has called for some support to come back his way, and indeed it will. It looks like 9Z are again shaping up for a B hit. A lot of utility to come over the top. Kicker with the boost. Not entirely sure he'll be able to really see anything over the top of it here. Maybe just on the edge of that smoke, but there's no action coming their way just yet. There's a smoke down that Norbert threw to keep them at bay. 30 seconds for the burst.
All comes down to this flash over. Now they come swinging. Max first contact, but he gets caught by another flash, in fact, and in doing so, it will slow him down until Buddha steps up, and in behind, David, the man we highlighted, starting to cause problems. Flip will trade him out. It makes it a double, in fact, and he's forced them back over towards the A site. Fame's left here alone. A 5-7, a hope and a dream. In a 3 versus 3, 10 seconds, 9Z, lads, it's now or never. Bomb drop with a one-tap, but they should be able to get it down. So I say, Virtus.pro squeeze out of the round on a janky buy.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mess from 9Z. I think you were way too late into the round. You really just had to dedicate to things there. It did look kind of dangerous for me. It was a late con from Fame, I think. So he didn't quite call for the rotations as early as you would like. So I felt like the rifles were going to be late to the party. But the fact that he finds one puts him under enough pressure, scrambling for the bomb, about 5 seconds to get the plant in, right? And obviously they just can't deal with those long-range fights that eventually came through. So really solid there from VP to just keep the reads, keep the confidence. But 9Z, definitely an overthink, bro. They didn't need to rotate so much.
They should have just played contact, honestly.
Yeah.
Even if it, though, there's an AWP.
You just have to dedicate with like no time left. You've made your bed.
Ooh, Jay, missed shot. Forced way back towards Temple here. And actually, David has crossed. Granted, he's only got a Glock, but he is still trying to be a bit of a nuisance. He's baiting attention over and it's working. 3 players starting to circulate. And doing so, that bomb has a little bit of an easier path over towards the B side. There is still 2 ready and waiting. If David falls, they're now going to realize nobody's here to support him.
It's a nice idea to contact in. Kick It, though, is in the perfect spot to deal with this. Anywhere else, maybe indeed you can get the drop on them, right? He's in cave, not quite checking. They crept under the CT rotations, but unfortunately Kick It in the cubby is just too much to deal with. Ooh, there we go, DGT. Can't quite get the second. Sensitivity not high enough, bro. Second round for VP in a row then. Really, really comes at a good time. And they managed to win out on that half buy because the T economy just wasn't solid enough to support another buy. And even now, we're going to see when it comes through, they won't be lacking utility in places and whatnot. They do manage to get the AWP out, but I'm not feeling super confident for 9Z right now.
VP are rolling a little bit. They're getting their cogs in motion. This can be quite scary. They're a very good side who, once they slowly start to get that snowball effect into play, very difficult to stop. Especially if the individuals come up online. We've already kind of spoken about a few, but Flip, for me, he's the most important one. 6-3 currently stands. Alongside Fame, those 2 riflers who are very proficient, very self-sufficient as well. They can find that form, it can be scary. Kick It will find Buddha through the smoke. That's an unfortunate way to lose the man advantage. And actually tucking his head as well means that Max's inability to trade.
Ooh, A is really open. Really, really open. Smoke going to go down towards Cube. Does give Fame the space back. The AWP of Jame is incredibly far away from the action. They do not fancy it on the 9Z side of things, though. This is really tough now. Again, they're bailing on a bomb site, and they have no utility. They've got flash, and that's it. I really do not like the look of this, to be honest with you. Again, make a move and follow up on it. They are looking very panicked.
They're leaving the bomb. So they're going to go for a full rotate, and I think essentially the plan is to use the players as human flashbangs over towards B. Bait over the rotation then. That's exactly what they're doing. Question being for me, though, does Jame rotate? He's that CT player, but he hasn't committed just yet. He's sticking around. And now the bomb left in a horrible scenario. Surely it's just a safe call here. 30 seconds left in a 2 versus 5. They've got no chance. They get a kill. It's a consolation. But it's just not going to amount to a round in their favor. I think they've got to call it.
Just an info sacrifice from Norbert there. It might look a bit silly, but he's obviously done his work for the round and just going to grab that information. Will be a save out here from 9Z. This is problematic. Really ruins the economy on that T side. Never a big fan of the T side saves.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels a bit futile to just throw yourself in there. I do get that, but I think getting a bomb plant perhaps would have been a much better idea if they could have fought for it. Well, that was a bit close, but not coming off. All the same, VP closing the gap now, starting to find their feet on the CT end.
Yeah, I actually get very confident as well. And this is now where things start to get a little bit concerning for 9Z. We're seeing this VP side start to get proactive, looking for information. They've really taken these kind of early parts of map control, and in doing so, they're actively looking for fights, which is allowing their pretty star-studded riflers to get up on board. Attack pause here. TGE very vocal over towards 9Z, the coach of that side as well, who was unbelievably important yesterday. That game against Ecstatic, I think a lot of it I chalked down to him. The pauses he called led them to kind of chaining together 6-7 rounds in a row and clawing it back in their favor. He was so important. So this is where, you know, you get your bang for your buck when it comes towards the coaches, right? We need to start to see them piece a plan together. How are we going to now put VP back in towards an uncomfortable spot? The buy, the call is minimal for 9Z. So the 8K and AWP safe, but around it, really not too much. Sticking around about that 2K mark. So they have money to work with in towards the next. Dastan, the coach over towards VP. Pretty easy job for him right now. 3 rounds in a row. Just keep doing what you're doing, lads.
Yeah, stay cool should be an easy one here, of course. But VP, as Fame said, it was trying to get blood out of a stone in that interview, to be fair. But all the same, you know, just playing their own game. And I am a big fan. Jazz asked the question, what does that even mean?
It's such a buzzword, isn't it? And it's also...
It is a classic.
I think Yubi could have said it better. It's actually a lie. It's not what VP do. VP are the kings of counter-strats. They do not play their own game.
It just feels like, are we not all playing our own game, bro? Like, you know, it'd just be one of those days you interview like Simple or whatever, and he's like, I'm going to play like Nico today. Yeah,
I should know what Nico does, actually. Yeah. All right, nice. Simple. Appreciate that one, man.
Yeah. I'm going to change my sense, change my res.
Stays a day. Hello, Glocks. Steel will be angry. That's come around the corner as well. Kick it with him falling. Actually opens a little bit of space to work with, but Norbert going to double away. Oh, hello. James in trouble. Orb dropped. David can pick it up. We spoke about what he was like with the big green in his hands, but he'll be traded out instantly. Norbert now going to step up huge. And more bodies coming his way, but Try plucks him off easily. This is getting dire.
Oh, close from Flit, man. Close from Flit on the double. That would have been absolutely massive. Not going to happen for him. There's another AWP watching the backside now, so Fame really got his work cut out. Firing squad round the corner, not a chance. VP. Massive slip up there, dude. They really tried to get back into the round. I feel like Norbert's got to pick up one and drop back. It is shoulda, woulda, coulda, but yeah, they really needed to do some damage control there, unfortunately. Just continue to take fights, continue to give it across. That, however, shows a lot of what we have mentioned from this 9Z side. Individuals, particularly David on the Deagle. The Glock kill's a bit easier, but David on the Deagle, and then those saved weapons actually do come up large. Really, really big round. Yeah,
Try with a masterclass there at the AWP. That is a brutal round to be losing. If you're Virtus.pro as well, that's a real tilter. It can really be a kind of a shock to the system. EB this time going to go aggro. A little double setup here, which actually could be costly. It will. David and the AWP continues to be an issue. And now we're seeing double AWPing on the T side come through.
Yeah, might as well. They picked him up, of course. Keep it coming. And I think it's actually a really good read from 9Z. A pretty stereotypical response to losing a silly round like that is to try and get aggressive, maybe even indeed to overcompensate in a way.
Yeah.
So reading into that, obviously AWPs are going to be very good against your pushers. Speaking of, we've got one down the ramp here for a trade back. You might just have gathered an awful lot of information for the T side to work with, though.
Big thing being as well, seeing someone like David get in towards the AWP, showing the confidence. I mean, he is playing a really good game so far. Back into a 4 versus 4. This is going to be difficult. DGT He's pushed down mid, but he doesn't seem to be aware the flank is absolutely on. He could be in trouble there. Nade will come through, perfectly timed, but DGT will fall. They wrap on towards the A site. They'll get it for free, but the flank is going to be very quick.
Really solid stuff coming through from that A hit. Nice Molotovs. We'll keep them at bay ever so slightly here. Flick can't really find the spam. The AWP goes a little overzealous for my money. Try going to give a big frag away. Norbert, meanwhile, in behind. David ready for him here. We are having trades all over the shop. There's no kit available for the CT side, of course. Time of the essence. Where is Max? He's flanking you out, and I don't think that they're really ready for this at all. Down goes Flip. That's got to be the round. Kicker is just rocking a hard place right now. Yeah. Absolutely no way.
He's got a save as well. You look across the board for Virtus.pro. Money is not looking good over towards that CT side. Just having an AK to work with is something. We saw 9Z winning that prior round on a similar sort of buy. 2-weapon save for them. And led to a round in their favor. VP are hoping they can replicate. Okay, might be under a little bit of pressure here. And then David opts against it. So, David opting for the AK on the way out there, not the double AWP. But it will still be 2 guns saved over, as well as round 1 in favor of 9Z. Up to 6 now. T-side looking pretty damn good. And a few of those individuals really stepping up over towards that 9Z team, which is really good to see. We needed to see them come out online early doors. This has been a story we've kind of spoken about a few times. A few teams very slow starting, and it's cost them at times. And 9Z, they've kind of succumbed to it a little bit themselves, especially in the latter stages of the Ecstatic game. It took a while to see 9Z get out online, and then they went on a tremendous run back, or maybe even a tremendous choke from Ecstatic that led to being where we are now. And actually, if you kind of are asking us at kind of the halfway mark or just a little bit after, it looked like it was going to be Virtus.pro taking on Ecstatic. The way they were on the kind of road to closing out that game. So it shows. The mental fortitude over towards 9Z, very good. Let's see. Back on the way, off the back of the pause. Round number 10, and the buy, as expected, is somewhat minimal. AK and an M4 is all they got to work with. No real buy around it, just a few upgraded pistols. Even having armor is a bit of a luxury. Fame can't afford it himself, or he wouldn't have an AK into an M4 may I say towards the next. Buda, first to fall though. Overextended ever so slightly, gets caught.
Certainly not perfect at all. They've lost another one as well in the interim here to Flit. T-side was so solid yesterday. 12-3 against Ecstatic on this map. Hoping to see that again from them. We'll see now if they've got the recovery deep in their remit, and it looks like they might just 3 versus 3. Jame is still here on the site. Unexpected Flit with a big frag on to try, and James biding his time. They play off of each other for 2 quick kills, and VP will win a half buy of their own. We're certainly in for a game here. The back and forth has begun.
Another one of those rounds as well. We kind of saw one earlier that went in favor of 9Z. This time it's got against them. You cannot be losing those, though. We've got an M4 and an AK coming through, and look where we stand. That's, again, one that really takes a toll on the morale. It always makes you kind of feel very rough. Under 1 death per round on day 1 between Jame and Kick It there.
Yeah,
is it any surprises that Jame has less than 1 death around? No, is the answer. Yeah. Kick It joining him, though, on a 0.45 for the both of them. But, yeah, that is just Virtus.pro in a nutshell, which actually is essentially inspired what is the meta right now, especially on maps like Inferno. It is very kind of succumbed to what Virtus.pro were doing in the latter stages of 2022, and it's kind of just the standard now in 2023. They've defined the meta. I guess it being a major winner would do exactly that.
1 to 2 more rifle buys a game. It does work.
Yeah.
It does work.
Those AWPs are bloody expensive.
They are.
They cost a pretty penny.
Yeah, the economy right now.
Speaking of AWPs, Try's got one alongside a double AK and a double Deagle over towards 9Z. Little bit of a weird buy.
Weird buy for sure. David going to find the head of one, though, of course. Always reliable, it feels like, on that Deagle. Kick It to take out DGT on the edge of the smoke, however, might just solidify this one, to be fair. 4 on 3. Orb trained. Got to be careful with this peek round the corner. Plank going to come in. That might force them to take a look, but they are not fancying it. Nearly into deny. Try just holding. Oh, what a shot! That's opened the round back up. They have plenty of utility to work with here on the VP side of things, but hardly any info, and just getting caught off by the overconfident moves here. Norbert with a big one on to Try, catches him from that deep ball position. Jame with a missed shot up close, but David cannot capitalize. Just Max, Deagle in hand, edge of the smoke for Norbert is enough, and VP have battled back.
Norbert's having a pretty good game as well. He's playing some pretty rough spots, but as a rotation player, very good there. He just gives himself such an easy ability to isolate the fights that one smoke drop. It's always going to sow those seeds of doubt coming through where how they're playing around this smoke. Are they in it? Going for a tap on towards the bomb. Makes you feel so uncomfortable. Really unfortunate. David swinging in towards Temple and not hitting any of those Deagle shots. That cost him the round. As much as you don't want to lump it onto one guy, if he had hit that shot towards Jame, which he should have, then they probably would have won it. It would have given them such an easy ability in a 2 versus 1 situation just to isolate Norbert. The back kind of plat player wouldn't have to peek. The Temple player does everything. Can flank, can sit there ready and waiting. Bombs planted for them. That's 9Z up to 7. But they're all left but to maybes. What we know to be absolute is VP have taken a 5th and they go within reaching distance. And this time, 9Z are going to go quick. Low buy for them, trying to step up the tempo. And it'll cost David his life.
It's such a shame, man, honestly. If they win against that half by just a couple of rounds ago, it's a really solid half for 9Z. They would have been in a position to threaten the lead, take over the game, maybe. They have let things slip, and this is it. If you let VP back in, man, they are one of the hardest teams to put away.
For sure.
And it certainly does show at the moment, right? Really, really keeping it together. That retake was not perfect, but really important at the very least, and Norbert stepping up. So we'll continue to see an awful lot of plays like that, I think.
These pistols for 9Z, on paper, really shouldn't amount to all too much. A bomb plant would be lovely here, but it's so unlikely. They're looking over towards B, and there's 3 players ready and waiting. It's a unbelievably tough setup to get through as well. Double stack it towards ramp, kick it, pushing forward. 1, can't make it a second. Max quick on the reply. But even still, it keeps the numbers in favor of that CT side, and VP now can focus all their attention over towards B. They spotted the bomb. They should get this for free.
Yeah, I mean, that just kind of confirms the fact you see the rotations coming in pretty quickly. When you see a boost like that, there's a lot of presence out there from 9Z, especially on a half by round. It's like, okay, well, they're going to be here, aren't they? VP have still given them the space, allowing them to get deep in towards Cave. That's where the bomb's going to head as well. Buddha crept out here. Could be massive. Making his presence known, however, just kind of keeping them at bay, allowing the bomb plant to come in. So VP with a lot of space given across. Jame takes his time. And wow, okay. The everyman right now able to get it done on all the weapons. VP, the patience does indeed pay off. It is the smarter play. But 9Z will be happy with the bomb plant there. That's a pretty good goal.
Absolutely. I mean, what was on scene now as well, I mean, obviously an eco, so you got to take over a grain of salt, so to say, but Jame is starting to come alive. He's actually starting to get really confident. 3 kills in that round there, but generally speaking, with the AWP in play, he's not missing too much, as his pistols either. That's where things get scary. If Jame starts to find the form that we know he can, this side is going to be somewhat unstoppable. That pistol shot as well towards DGT is special. And DGT is someone we're really looking towards in this game to take over. He can be an unbelievably good rifler. He's struggling a bit so far though. 4-9, he currently stands with 4 points of HP in this round. It'll be tough here, kick it, drops the smoke, those boos on the other side. He'll happily eat the nade because Buddha's so low on HP. He just wants to spam him down. 1 straight bullet and Buddha falls.
Decent nade though, to be fair, as a response. Super important game here for VP, it feels like. If they can pick this one up, they're looking damn good for the series, and this whole tournament, really important. If things work out nicely for VP, they should get their Pro League spot, unless Ents kind of mess them up a little bit.
Well, I mean, by getting to the final, whoever it is, whoever wins this game guarantees a Pro League spot. Ladies and gentlemen, this means a lot.
Well, it does depend. I think it does depend if Ents make.
Well, if Ents win, I don't know.
There is a chance. There is a chance out there. I think Force have got a good shot. Max going to go down with the bomb. That's a little awkward. Kicker finds him through the smoke. I thought he was well guarded, but apparently not. Maybe tried to go a bit more open than he should have done. Bomb plant will eventually come in, but once again, we're seeing VP play this super safe retake style. Worked very, very well for them. The gaps open up as the smokes go down. The trades are available, but here's the AWP. Often difficult to trade indeed. Smoke going to go down to put him out of action for now, and very quickly will try and rotate around. Can he find the gap here? It looks like he might be a bit slow, unfortunately. Loses his teammate on the site. There's not a lot of time left on the bomb. Same though, big double dink. All onto DGT. They know where he's at. Keep him preoccupied, fellas. I've got the defuse. And there you have another clean retake from VP.
Yeah, it all just comes down to numbers once again, right? Just playing the trades there. Very well played from VP. That one smoke that just forces Try to rotate. He's got two options essentially. Try. It's push through a smoke off the back of his flash, which is a death sentence. That's suicide. Or rotate over towards ramp. But unfortunately, he just didn't have the timing. Too slow. They've already got the site control. And you're playing retake on your own bomb site. It's a pretty tough situation, and actually perfectly played by Virtus.pro. Back to the storyline we were talking about. Winner of this gives themselves a good chance, or winner of this gets Pro League if Ents beat Fours. The expectation is that Ents beat Fours. So if that's the case, if it's Ents in the final, whoever's the other finalist gets that Pro League spot. But if Fours beat Ents, then it's anyone's game.
It gets a little weird.
Then it's
it
anyone's
gets
game.
a little weird, but... Yeah, I mean, I do feel as well as a non-partner team, VP really will feel the value of this. Certainly something that's been recently added to the Challenger events is the fact that you get a Pro League spot now as well.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
that's kind of cool. We're obviously seeing a bit of chatter about partner leagues and things like that, so having slightly more openness in the circuit is always a good sign, and the Major obviously was a big testament to that you've got all these kind of open teams upsetting a lot of the bigger boys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do feel like VP have this kind of extra layer of dig compared to 9Z for sure. Yeah, they had a taste, right, with the Blast World Finals, thanks to their major win. But it would be really, really good for this team if they could keep getting the reps in and playing a lot of Counter-Strike. We do see it, you know, it's teams like Mouse, teams like Cloud9 that lack the super deep official experience compared to a FaZe or a Vitality or a G2. That I think does give you that extra edge. So
yeah, and VP or Asadi play up to their opponents as well, right? They can always match no matter what level they're against. We saw it at the Major. They can adjust themselves on the fly, whatever type of side they're getting. They're able to adapt to each and every situation. We're kind of seeing a bit of it here. Flit again, another opening kill for him. 14-7 he stands right now. He's having an absolute cracker, as expected. So far, statistically, one of the highest rated players at this tournament entirely. And he drops David. Another very important opening kill, right? Because just David alone has been so confident to kickstart today's proceedings.
Yeah, this is like the 4th round as well, where VP have just crept, got themselves an opener, and go super passive, make sure they don't give it back, right? 5 versus 4 is all they need. They're feeling their conversion rate is really good right now. 9Z looking to change that narrative a little as the utility comes in. Jame, though, has got the angle on the double scope, drops the bomb as well. Flash to come round, careful on those jump peaks, fellas. Very ready for you, Max. A wild peek gives Jame a chance to reset.
Oh!
What are you doing, Jame? Absolutely illegal stuff on the A-bomb site.
You cheeky boy. That's the final shot through the smoke. A little bit of fortune favors the bold, and Jame, as bold as they get. What a round from him. Really stepping up to the plate. And this is what we were saying. If Jame starts to come online, if Jame gets confident, be scared, be worried, because this man can take over a game, and he absolutely does. Who needs vision?
Gorgeous.
That is prime Jame.
Yeah, and I mean,
premium Jame.
To be fair, we've seen a little of a quiet tournament from him, I feel like.
We have, yeah.
In comparison to the usual performances, so it is good to see him come alive again. I think a big game player for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it also helps when Flit right now, highest rate player in the tournament, averaging a 1.48 coming towards today. He's having a pretty good tournament. He's absolutely on for the MVP right now, and still is as well. He is playing a really good tournament.
James after him right now with a 13-5, so the two of them coming together is exactly what you need. Strong rival, strong orb. Nice utility here from 9Z, keeping it simple as we go into the final round of the first half. Bomb plant should come in, not easily. It's always carnage on this A-bomb site, but at the very least they will get it. And they will keep everyone alive to find it. Just the 2 rifles. Is it going to be enough? Nice pickup from Buddha. He's actually going to get a double. It's try to help out. All the same, 5 versus 3 going into the retake. Not as clean from VP compared to what we've seen in the past few rounds. Max looking to activate on the Mac-10. Doesn't quite find the frag. Keeps Fame out of action. Molotov pushes him away. There is a trade opportunity here for Jame, however, he finds himself alone. So another crazy Jame round going to be required. This one a little tougher for him, I do believe. Oh, he wasn't ready for the player up close. Hits a nice shot, not going to be enough. Even as it comes, decent looking half from both teams. I think 9Z will be very happy with that indeed, but we'll see. VP now move on to the tougher T side. Good afternoon, Counter-Strike enjoyers. Welcome back to the first semi-final of the day. Championship Sunday well underway, of course. Virtus.pro into 9Z. And so far, a close showing. Exactly what we wanted, of course, from our first game of the day. This is 9Z's pick. Feels like a must-win. So kicking things off in the second half with a pistol would be very nice indeed. Beautiful contact flash around from that VP side, though. Really difficult to deal with. Try, though, going to find two quick headies. Norbert does the same. On the Glock, this man's coming alive right now. Definitely not at the top end of the scoreboard, but a lot better than expected. Mr. Max gets taken down around the corner. Buddha can't find anything, and Virtus.pro have rolled through them pretty cleanly.
A very interesting pistol there as well. Norbert, a little double from him, but it all comes down to a contact play in towards mid. It looked like Try potentially done enough. How wrong we were. And with Virtus.pro kickstarting their T side very effectively, it now puts this map and actually the series in a little bit of jeopardy looking forward. We're talking about how this is statistically and by the eye test a very good map for 9Z and a very rough map, generally speaking, for Virtus.pro. Then you look towards the next map coming through. It's Inferno. It's a map in which VP have looked really good on this tournament. That win they had on day one showed that they can grind out these long games against what was actually a very good Party Astronaut side. Yeah. I have to give them all the credit. Pwn alone was playing lights out Counter-Strike. So, scary times, to the least.
Yeah, I miss the Party Astronauts already.
I do. They played some good CS, man. I think Ben Lee was calling a bit of a masterclass. I kind of miss not having them here. They were playing good Counter-Strike. It's just really refreshing to see PA playing international tournaments again. Of course,
that's true.
Since they've been under the EG banner, they basically weren't allowed. It was EG Black who played all the international tier 2 tournaments. They came over for Melbourne last year, got battered, didn't do anything. But at least PA, we're seeing kind of what the team's all about. They played some really good Counter-Strikes. I'm actually glad for them. I'm happy. Hopefully we see more from them getting towards challenges.
Yeah, next time. Next time.
Through the NA quals and whatnot.
I think they could. Easy cleanup here. Just a few USBs remaining. Money to be made for the MAC-10. There you have it. Simple, simple stuff. Moving to the double digits. So the onus really going to be on 9Z to perform early. They'll have a gun round coming up. I would imagine a pretty good one as well. I don't think they'll quite have the cash for the AWP. Maybe Glass Cannon if Try wants to fancy it, but...
Did it yesterday. He actually might. He did it a couple of times, in fact, in yesterday's series. Oh, there we go. He does like it, but at the same time, I can kind of understand it. Try is such a confident AWPer. Like, it's one of those... He likes to play a lot of one-and-done positions.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
there's a lot of like safe angles on Ancient as well. I think you can use it.
I don't mind this call at all. I like trying towards the AWP. David's in towards the rifle as well, and he's been playing really solid. It's a must-win round, though. 9Z, they have to start the CT side effectively now. First full buy for them. And already, utility slightly limited. They're forcing towards a retake. They're going to be under a little bit of pressure. They haven't really got too much left in their back pockets. 3 smokes, 1 flash, 1 molly.
Trying to find a quick response, I think, into this round and really open things up. DGT does so with a bit of luck. Take down Jame. It's quite a big name. Flick going to be left low as well, getting very cheeky. I mean, that is a little unbelievable kind of play, to be honest. Just walking through the smoke. Norbert on the entry. Okay, we'll get it done. Fame find a kill towards mid here. David left in cube. Might go overlooked. Kicker kind of has his number, but they're not really too sold. David actually going to play super, super patient, trying to find the perfect timing, but will go down to Kickert. Ooh, that's not good. Norbert with the bomb alone spots Max. I feel like if Max had flown round that corner, he gets the kill, but played it slow and into the hands of Norbert. So just Try with the AWP. He's in the right place, but now he's looking the wrong way. That is unfortunate. Could have dropped them from cube. However, will be hidden away. Should be able to deny the bomb plant here. He's been spotted. Finds that frag. Finds the second as well. Just onto Norbert. 1 HP. The difference. Norbert's actually taking the bomb elsewhere. He got off the plant. He's going to go B instead and reset the game. I think that is the move. Try going to have a tough time.
Try is an animal. We said we like him in the AWP. Now it's his time to show it. 1 point of HP and a dream. An age-old anecdote, but couldn't be more true now. Time ticking and Try. He knows he cannot afford to make any sort of a mistake, any misstep, and he will be punished. He looked towards both sides. Neither have utility. It all comes down to who spots who first, or peering round the corner, but he doesn't clear the deep angle, and Norbert clutches out in the 1 versus 1. Try nearly pulling off a miraculous 1v3 there in a glass cannon AWP, but it's not to be, and Virtus.pro continue to truck ever forward. That's now 4 rounds in a row from them, and a very solid little performance as well, especially when things were looking dire.
Yeah, a really keen pair of openers, of course, from DGT. As I mentioned, Flip making kind of a questionable play there. Really felt like he'd maybe thrown the round away with that one.
One thing to talk about for me, though, that I felt really cost 9Z. They overextended twice. 2 separate occasions. It was 5 versus 3 turned 3 versus 3. And then still the overextensions came. I think 9Z got just a little bit too nervous about a pop coming and had to actively look for information, but it cost them lives.
Yeah, it might be easier said than done, but when you're 5-3, you don't really need to take fights.
Yeah.
Try and get out of your angles, try and move to somewhere safer. But obviously it does kind of depend on where you are in the context of the round. Still capable of getting caught. Half by here. I like the cave setup. Might see some action. Buddha going to be the first to fall, though. Norbert clean with his spams. Actually looking really good on the T side right now, to be honest with you. They've got him more towards the front of the pack, and it does seem to be working for his confidence at the very least. Molly comes in, but a frag to boot. Jame left on 7 HP, probably because he's using the UMP and it's a bit useless.
Terrible gun, absolutely.
Yeah. Channeling his inner art, I suppose. DGT dropping Flit. Now that is a big kill. David in position for a fantastic one, and VP have let this one slip, man. They are just solo peeking all over the shop.
David is seriously crisp with a deagle, man. This is the entire game so far. He is hitting headies. Look towards the buy now. of 9Z and what they've come away with. It's a 4 versus 2 situation. 30 seconds left on the clock. James got 7 points of HP. This is going to be difficult. Dire, to say the least, this situation for them. But Norbert's having a bit of a cracker of a game, it has to be said. Let's see, can he single-handedly do this? 18-11 he currently stands. And theoretically, on for the ace with the 1 kill he's found so far. 4 remain for 9Z. Bomb will go down. Now he looks to take fights here. Heads up Jules, actually a good way of taking it. No, but that's crisp one towards David. Does get tagged, dinked. Jame playing trigger discipline. And he lets them cross. Jame, oh, this is brilliant. I love this play. Gets the 1. Knows there's a player in towards Cave as well, which Norbert can be aware of. They've made this a doable affair in a 2 versus 2. And down goes Try. 2 versus 4, turn 1 versus 1. Time so far ticked. And Max doesn't have a kit. They've won it. Norbert again stepping up. But it all comes down to James' trigger discipline.
That is ridiculous. How have they gotten away with it, 9Z? You're on the weaker weaponry, I suppose, but just lack the confidence in the retake allowed, the control of the situation to go the way of the T side. Yes, James does get a little lucky there, but I do feel if you move in together a bit faster, maybe both going towards Cave. I suppose the classic argument is to also clear your angles, lol, but at the same time, really well played from Norbert in particular to just find the confident peak. You're not expected to win it. Take those fights, man. Try and give it to them. And again, Jame, super smart, reposition, all this kind of stuff in the macro game is just so well done. 3rd timeout here for VP. So still showing full respect across. I think they know that if they win this map, series should be theirs.
Yeah.
And they want to absolutely make sure that they get it. The rounds are coming close, and it's a good round to take a timeout after, you know, you've nearly gone down to the pistols. Yes, you won it, but realistically, you've maybe got like a 3% chance to win a round like that. You shouldn't be winning it. You've just defied the odds massively. They recognize that, and they're like, we need to nip this one in the bud before it gets away from us.
And you look at it as well, you know, looking towards Inferno, well, you look on paper, it actually doesn't look good for Virtus.pro. We know this has been a pocket pick of a VP for the longest time. They've defined the meta, like we've spoken about, because of the way they play Inferno. It's a very good map for them. Only played it once so far with that win they picked up earlier in the tournament. 90 on paper again, not a bad map for them. A lot of those wins, while on a 4-map winning streak, are towards domestic opponents, aside from, of course, complexity in the Cash Cup. Gonna be tough. Gonna be very tough. We'll see. VP. They get out towards A, and, well, they'll get it for free. Nobody's here. 5-on-5 retake gonna ensue. The bomb gonna go down. Nearly getting dropped there. James does take a significant portion of damage. But yeah, now to 5-on-5. 19, this is difficult.
This is a real challenge to move in. I think David is here in pretty good time. The right-hand angle is the big one. He's not going to fully clear it. Not looking good for 9Z. I think, indeed, these final 3 players will just move to save. So simple stuff from VP. Contact. And 9Z can't find a way in. They cannot pick up a round here so far on the T side. It's absolutely crazy just how one-sided this one's going. I figured we'd move on to the CTN. 9Z would have a bit more of that comfort.
Yeah.
But even with the strong buys, the approach from VP has just been too damn strong. And it does feel, maybe in a way, we just have individually outmatched at the moment, right? Very simple entries, very simple touch-and-go gameplay.
It's prime VP right now. I mean, they're just playing some very... It's simple, but it's fundamental good Counter-Strike when it comes down to it. Exactly what VP can do. They're kind of forcing 9Z to play their playstyle, play to their tempo, to their tune. And this is one of the difficult things. It's very difficult, especially against VP, to get out of that.
It's very true, because I don't think we've seen an awful lot of aggression come in. 9Z, we talked about them as a much faster-paced team than VP.
Yeah.
And they love to just get in the face of their opponents. Not really seen an awful lot of that, to be honest with you. Maybe even seen more of it from the VP CT side, to be honest. And it really is a mess in that sense. And it just kind of goes to show that maybe VP have got into the heads of 9Z, and I think that that's something that you really have to be careful of against this team. They are a team that can indeed get into your heads with the way that they play,
for sure.
Keep things passive, keep things safe, and 9Z have to find their own approach again. Yeah. And it just seems like that is missing. The character that we've seen from this 9Z team is really not there right now.
Yeah, a lot of these individuals as well looking a little bit on the side of, I don't know, just shaky for me. We're not really seeing kind of some of the guys who are so important. DGT is one of the most important ones for me. He was brilliant coming through, and Yeah, man, he's really looked a little bit weak, a bit uncomfortable. We do have a tech pause, ladies and gents, so hopefully we'll be back on the way as soon as... Well, we do have this pause, though. Has to be said. Something that I just noticed on some of the player cams. I don't know what it is. Don't know. You know, I'm not a guy who knows too much about the peripherals, but I can say Norbert's got a very cool mouse mat. If we see it at some point, it's pretty damn sick. It's like is it called kanji? Like the type of alphabet, but like on it, it's pretty damn cool.
Don't ask me, dude. I am probably one of the most uncultured people on planet Earth. You know, I like a full English fish and chips. A Chinese takeaway is probably about as exotic as I go.
We'll see, I'm sure, at some point. It's very cool. I'm not sure what the brand or anything is, but looks down. There it is. FunSpark Ulti,
Nice.
the tournament. I don't know, did the VP ever play in any of those?
I think so.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Yeah, definitely in 22 they had some pretty decent teams playing FunSpark. I think it was meant to be a LAN and then it ended up being online. So
Okay, well, there we go. Pretty cool little mouse mat. So, it sounds like we're going to be getting back on the way in towards this game. Currently standing 13-7 in favor. VP on the home straight now. 90. They've not got much left. Essentially, they've got, what, 2 full buys left in them if things continue at this sort of trajectory. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be uncomfortable for them. And they're going towards Inferno, getting battered on their map pick. Confidence and morale going to be at an all-time low. Early contact coming through. Norbert playing very aggro, which is exactly what I want to be seeing. This man getting confident. It's something he's lacked over the last few months as well. Swinging towards me, DGT, who has struggled so far this game, 9-17. Tries to do a little bit of a contact play, and he's going to back away from it. Drop to smoke, staying alive.
yeah, he's kind of lucky to stay alive there, to be honest with you. The aggression comes through towards Cave. Double sprayed out for Norbert. Can he make it 3? No, he can't. But that is damn near enough. Again, the entries continue. Norbert, top fragging, baby. Here he is. Maybe that for sale sign is firmly in the yard. Or the please keep me sign.
Yeah, this is prime Norbert. 21-13, 110 ADR. Ladies and gents, the boy is back. It's exactly what we love.
Definitely on T side as well, though. He wasn't quite as prominent. He had some pretty big impact rounds on the CT end of things, but the T side, like I say, they put him towards the front of the pack. It's maybe not what you would expect. You know, Flick getting flashed in, contacted in, but Norbert seems to have a bit of free reign here and is really pulling off some hot plays. That was a 3-man push in towards Cave, and he demolishes 2 of them, nearly finds the 3rd.
And right now as well, a lot of it for Norbert is solo plays as well. He's not actually getting the supporting util from someone like a kicker, for example.
What's happened here? What's happened here, man? 10 seconds to get the bomb plant. What are you doing, VP? Oh my God, as if they've actually gotten away with it as well. I don't believe it, man. I saw the guy who, I think Jame had the bomb, right? James outside of A, lining up smokes with 15 seconds left, and then just ran through and he was like, guys, I'm gonna need you to kill everybody. I can't really help because I gotta focus on planting the bomb here. Oh my God, and they actually get away with it as well.
That is prime VP right there. 10 seconds left on the clock and they're thinking, I guess now we'll do something. And they do it effectively. Flit and Fame, double entry. The thing is, it should get punished, but it works so often for VP. It's the classic pop. And 90, I think, as well, they were overthinking that a lot, right? You could see them in 2 minds about rotating.
I think they just forgot, man. I think sometimes this team, like, they're like, okay, we'll play slow. And then maybe just waiting for, like, Jame. But then James waiting for a guy at the front to say, oh, I'm moving in, I'm going in, you know, and it just seems like the comms get a little all over the place. You can see Kickers a little like, dude.
Sigh of relief.
That was kind of close. That was a little bit of a close. Just that cool, like nothing's happened, you know.
Movie star. Don't look at explosions, just, you know, stone cold face.
Yeah. 9Z, though, will be actually, on a serious note, very disappointed there. I think they had a good chance at winning that round, getting themselves back into the half, just proving to themselves they could pick up a round. But if you're losing one like that, there's like 15 seconds, it's panicked, it's fast.
That's us covering his mouth.
I know, he's been doing it all game.
We can't
I feel like he does it a lot.
I don't speak a language.
No, to be fair. But maybe just for the future, you know, there's going to be some teams out there that might know.
Maybe, actually.
But also, like, you know, I don't know, maybe the mics, you know, they need to move in. It does make it a bit louder, to be fair. I'm doing it right now.
No, it does.
It does kind of, yeah.
But
Adds a bit of volume.
I don't think 9Z can hear them. Or it's not exactly like this.
Yeah, but he's calling strats for the future, bro. Like,
yeah, he's calling strats for. He's already started for Inferno.
yeah.
14-7. It's looking like we will be going to Inferno very soon. 9Z look in a spot of bother. Norbert, the entry man supreme. Great start, but Max quick on the trade.
Any more for Max? No, not going to happen. He's creating some space for Try, but the AWP is only good for one shot at a time. Norbert's entry making all the difference right now. We've got a quick flank from Jame meanwhile. I don't know that he's really going to get a chance to get into this. David with a hell of an angle. Finds one. Looking for a second, trying to buy some time. This is where it gets a bit weird. The remaining two VP players are heavily split. So Kickit's mission is to just stay alive. James joined him.
Got util. And they'll use it. Smoke coming through. Molotov coming through. That's perfect. Through the flames, through the fire. Toes burning. Bullets into the cranium. Kicking or drop the EGT. A nade on towards David and surely makes his job impossible. Walks back in towards fire and to his demise. 15 collected for Virtus.pro. Map point for them on their opponent's map pick. This
VP.
is dire.
This is mad. Looking to go flawless in the second half. On the T side of Ancient, certainly has opened up to be a bit more T-sided, as we continue to say, but this is quite something. 9Z just so fragile right now.
Yeah. Their mental's broken, absolutely. We spoke about it yesterday against Ecstatic when they were in a pretty big deficit. The big thing was TGE was able to bail them out of it. Right now, that feels like an impossible task. Doesn't matter who you've got behind the scenes, pulling the strings, calling the shots. This looks like a really rough display. Like you mentioned, yet to put a round on the CT side in a way that makes us even feel remotely confident. Flawless on VP and spotless on this T side. Norbert still playing a masterclass. That entry was beautiful.
Yeah, head on a swivel, dude. My man is certainly feeling it on this one.
Look at the buy as well coming through. MP9 in the hands of Max. While Try's got a rifle, it's half armor with no util. Their funds were so dire. They haven't got any util to work with. Double flash and a smoke is going to somehow bail them out of this round. They've got to hit some serious shots here in what is potentially the final round of their map pick.
I respect the confidence here from DGT, though, looking to push in behind. Lurking with intent. He's going to be spotted. He doesn't even do any damage, man.
Oh.
Flash comes around. Little awkward for both. Need to see him off, though, of course. Jame with the utility downrange. Who else? So the opener comes in. Max is left low. This is a dire situation. A spot that 9Z will be familiar with by now.
While he comes through, it'll force them off that back pillar side. The man disadvantage. 9Z now got a really tough call. Do they try and gamble here? Do they group up? But they're going to play a little bit default. They are going to group. The third player rotating over. That'll try going to come support them out. David smoked out. There's no commitment being played by VP at all. And this again is just prime VP. They don't need to commit because they've got numbers.
And shots. Hammering it in. 40 seconds left. 9Z defense towards B might be their final line. Can they hold? Into the breach go VP. Charging forward. Seems there's nobody home right now. They're giving them all the space in the world. David on the other end of that smoke looking to be the hero here. Norbert is savvy to the fact, holding on the edge. The spot his feet takes him down. It is starting to look like it's over. VP holding cleanly for the post plant. Norbert with another. Max 25 HP. Not on your life, taken down from behind.
Flawless.
And a flawless second half from VP. That is a hell of a message to send. Really, really clean stuff. They take their opponent's map pick. They look set for Inferno.
Yeah.
Very, very excited to see.
And that's a statement from VP on a map in which is statistically meant to be a punishment towards VP. And they have looked